Your brain does not fail overnight. It falls apart quietly, piece by piece. If you ignore these early warning signs, you can lose your memory, your independence, and your life before you even realize what's happening. Why early detection matters. Dementia does not attack everyone simultaneously. It does not come suddenly like a shockwave storm. Creeps slowly and silently, year by year, decade by decade, so gradually that most fail to notice the warning signs until damage is well entrenched and irreversible. But the fact is, the earlier you learn that you have dementia, the more you can do to take back control to slow its progression, preserve your autonomy, and salvage the life you've built. Early detection matters because dementia in its first stages is not yet unstoppable. At the beginning, the brain is struggling but still fighting. New habits, better nutrition, medical support, and daily mental exercises can all make a difference if they are started early enough. Every month matters. Every brain cell you save in the early stages gives you more time to stay sharp, time to stay connected, time to stay yourself. The danger is that early dementia symptoms don't feel like emergencies. A little forgetfulness here, a small lapse in judgment there. These things are easy to dismiss as just getting older. But dementia doesn't start with dramatic memory loss or confusion. It starts with tiny cracks in the foundation, and if you don't notice them, they widen into fractures that no doctor, no medication, no therapy can fully repair later. Catching dementia early isn't about fear. It's about power. It's about giving yourself the best chance to adapt, to strengthen your mind, to take control before the disease takes control of you. It's about recognizing that you are not helpless, not yet, and that action today can make the difference between a future of strength and a future of struggle. The sooner you see the signs, the more options you have, and the life you save could be your own. 9 early dementia warnings you must not ignore. The early signs of dementia are not always loud or obvious. They don't come with flashing lights or alarms. They slip quietly into everyday life, changing the way you think, move, and understand the world, one small crack at a time. The key to protecting your mind and your independence is knowing these early warnings before they grow into something much harder to fight. Warning sign 1: memory loss affecting daily life. Everyone forgets a name or an appointment sometimes. But when memory loss starts interfering with daily life, when you forget important dates, ask the same question over and over, or increasingly rely on written notes, calendars, or family members to remember things you used to manage on your own, it's not normal aging. It's a sign that the brain's memory centers, especially the hippocampus, are under attack. This kind of memory loss isn't just a slip. It's a slow erosion that can lead to confusion, frustration, and a deep loss of confidence. If you find yourself needing reminders for things you once remembered easily, your brain is signaling that something deeper may be wrong. Warning sign 2: trouble planning or solving problems. Handling daily plans like balancing a checkbook, following a recipe, or managing a schedule should come naturally. But early dementia starts to chip away at your ability to think through steps, organize tasks, and find solutions. You might notice it takes longer to figure out how to pay bills, or that you make simple mistakes in cooking or managing medications. Tasks that used to feel easy now seem overwhelming. Small errors pile up. Problem solving becomes exhausting instead of automatic. And beneath the surface, it's not laziness or forgetfulness. It's the brain struggling to process complexity, losing the ability to hold multiple steps in mind at once. Warning sign 3: difficulty completing familiar tasks. Dementia doesn't just steal your ability to learn new things. It attacks the routines you've known for decades. If you find yourself standing in your own kitchen, confused about how to make your favorite coffee. If you walk into a room and forget not just why you went there, but what that room is normally for. If you struggle to get dressed in the right order, or operate appliances you've used 1,000 times before. These are not simple slips. They are deep warning signs that the pathways between memory, coordination, and daily action are breaking down. Familiar tasks becoming unfamiliar is one of the clearest early signals that dementia may be beginning its silent attack. Warning sign 4, confusion with time or place. It's normal to briefly forget the date or wonder what day of the week it is. But with early dementia, the confusion goes deeper. You may lose track of the seasons. You may forget where you are or how you got there. You might think you are in a different year altogether, believing it's 1995 instead of 2025. Time becomes slippery. Places become unfamiliar, even when you've lived there for years. This isn't simple distraction. It's the brain's internal clock and navigation system breaking down. And as the confusion grows, it increases the risk of wandering, getting lost, and suffering dangerous disorientation, even in places that should feel safe. Warning sign 5, trouble understanding visual images and spatial relationships. Early dementia doesn't just affect memory and reasoning. It also attacks how you see and interpret the world around you. Reading becomes harder because the words seem to blur or the page seems confusing. Judging distances, like how far away a step is, or whether a chair is close enough to sit on, becomes unreliable. You might spill drinks more often, trip over rugs, or miss doorways when walking. These aren't clumsy accidents. They are a warning that the brain's ability to process spatial information is weakening. And in daily life, this can quickly lead to falls, injuries, and a growing fear of moving freely. Warning sign 6, new problems with speaking or writing. Finding the right words can become frustrating. You might stop mid-sentence because you can't remember the next word. You may call objects by the wrong name or struggle to follow conversations you used to enjoy easily. Writing becomes harder with sentences that lose focus or repeat words. It's more than simple forgetfulness. It's a breakdown in the brain's language centers, a growing gap between thoughts and the ability to express them. If conversations feel more draining, if you avoid talking because it feels too difficult, your brain is waving a red flag you cannot afford to ignore. Warning sign 7, misplacing things and losing the ability to retrace steps. Everyone misplaces keys or glasses sometimes, but dementia is different. It's putting your wallet in the freezer, your phone in the laundry basket, and when you realize something is missing, you have no idea how to go back through your steps to find it. Losing objects becomes frequent, and more frighteningly, you may accuse others of stealing because the brain can no longer logically retrace the chain of events. This sign is dangerous because it hints at deeper disorientation and a loss of internal navigation, a skill critical for daily life and personal safety. Warning sign 8, poor judgment or decision-making. When the decision-making parts of the brain weaken, small mistakes turn into dangerous risks. You might give away large sums of money to strangers. You might dress inappropriately for the weather, wearing a heavy coat in summer or shorts in freezing cold. You might forget to pay bills, sign confusing contracts, or trust the wrong people. Judgment slips, not because you aren't smart, but because the systems that evaluate risk and reward are under attack. Poor financial decisions, bad personal choices, and a lack of awareness about personal safety are all powerful early signs that dementia may be setting in. Warning sign 9, withdrawal from work or social activities. The early stages of dementia often bring shame, fear, and frustration, and slowly people start pulling away. They stop attending church, family gatherings, volunteer work, hobbies, even conversations they once loved. They find excuses to stay home. They stop initiating calls, responding to invitations, or participating in group activities. They shrink their world down smaller and smaller because every interaction feels harder not just socially but mentally. It's easier to hide the struggle than to risk embarrassment. But isolation only accelerates cognitive decline, making symptoms worse faster. Withdrawal is not just sadness or shyness. It is the brain's way of surrendering. And when you notice someone pulling away from the things they loved, it's time to ask why before it's too late to pull them back. What to do if you notice symptoms. If you recognize even one of these signs in yourself, in a loved one, in a friend, you cannot afford to ignore it. Because with dementia, silence is the real killer. Waiting, hoping it will go away, brushing it off as just aging, that's how precious months, even years, are lost. And once the brain slides too far, there's no pulling it back. The very first thing you must do is acknowledge what you're seeing. Denial is powerful. It's easy to tell yourself it's stress, a bad week, simple forgetfulness. But dementia doesn't start with a bang, it starts with a whisper. If you're seeing the signs, even small ones, they mean something. And the earlier you face them, the more power you have. The second step is to talk to a doctor, but not just any doctor. Find one who understands cognitive decline, who takes early symptoms seriously, and who can run the right tests. You want a full evaluation, memory testing, neurological exams, blood work to rule out other causes like vitamin deficiencies, thyroid problems, or infections. You want real answers, not guesses. And you want them now, not 6 months from now when the damage has spread further. At the same time, you must take action at home, even before a formal diagnosis. Start protecting your brain immediately. Clean up your diet, cut out processed foods, sugar, and inflammatory oils. Add in brain-boosting nutrients like omega-3s, leafy greens, berries, and healthy fats. Move your body daily. Even short walks can dramatically boost blood flow to the brain. Sleep deeply. Quality sleep is when the brain repairs itself. Challenge your mind, read, learn, play strategy games. Stay mentally active every single day. Early dementia is not a death sentence if you fight it early enough. The brain can be incredibly resilient. New pathways can form. Damage can be slowed, sometimes even partially reversed, if the right habits are built fast enough.